What's up, everybody? Welcome again to This Week in Gaming with a Slightly Salted Squad, episode 23 already. I can continually surprised by each week that number growing for some reason.
It's going to keep getting bigger.
Yeah, kind of weird. So forgive me if I'm a little weird. I have a new setup, trying this out. But as always, if you like us, follow us, subscribe. You got that free Amazon Prime. That means you got Twitch Prime. That means you get a free sub every month. You have to do it manually. Otherwise, you can check out our content on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Castbox, soon to be many, many more podcast services around the internet, thanks to Super Nerd Fresh. And also check out Super Nerd Fresh's, I'm going to get it wrong, so maybe if you can say it, Paradigm?
The G Paradigm.
G Paradigm.
Thanks for that little shout out.
Yeah, a little shout out there.
Doing a little side thing, a little father-son podcast with my dad, talking about business, life, and that type of thing. So yeah, check that out. It's just a cool bonding experience thing. So yeah,
it's pretty awesome. So yeah, definitely check that out. You can follow him on Twitter and all that stuff as well. Let's see. No, for I guess housekeeping, no squad mode this Sunday because of Easter Sunday. But I think we probably will be streaming some stuff over the weekend. Hopefully some Division 2. Actually, we haven't talked about Division 2 after this post-show.
I'm down.
Yeah, I can do a little bit. I can do a little bit. A couple missions.
I hear hesitancy, but okay.
There is. Well, there is, as always with you. Yeah.
That, I'm a pusher. It's fine. Come to terms with that. Yeah, I think.
What up, T-Gabs?
What up, T-Gabs?
What up, dude?
T-Gabs, you'll appreciate it in Discord. I don't think we have it in Twitch yet, right? The no Steam, no buy emote?
No. So we have new emojis up. However, we're limited by the number of ones that we can have.
Yep. Come on, people. Make us more popular, and then we can have more emotes for you.
The more subs we get, the more emotes we get. So.
Let's see, and yeah, I think that's all I got for the kind of housekeeping. But before we go into actually This Week in Gaming, talking about video games, I do want to recap a little bit about Star Wars Celebration 2019 in Chicago. I was fortunate enough to go this past weekend, had a blast. I got a cold. I sound a little better now, so I'm thankful for that. Because it was snowing in Chicago, and it just was a real fresh reminder of why I moved away from that whole Midwest area. But I put together, this is not a complete video yet because I did just get back, what was it? Monday night, super late. So I just kind of put together quick video. The audio's muted. I'm going to actually put a real thing together on YouTube, but this is just kind of quick edits. I'll jump around here. So 5 days, they had this mural right away that showed all the different movies, and at the very start of the convention, cool. They blacked off part of it. We had a private event, a special ticketed event, I should say that, at the Museum of Science and Industry. Is free booze and drinks, free booze all night, free food all night. They had live bands, Wesley and the Crushers. They had Blue Harvest, DJ Elliott from Disney, who's a big Star Wars DJ. Was up there. It was a blast. Canto Bight themed, so from Star Wars Solo, the cantina scene, that's what it was themed after. So you get to play poker. You get to win some poker chips from the different costuming groups around, so like 501st, Rebel Legion stuff. That's me in a Krennic costume, doing intros. And I got to see the episode 9 reveal, which was very cool, especially the very end. Spoilers if you haven't seen the trailer. There's a laugh at the end, that is Palpatine. And at first it was kind of shock and confusion, and then Ian McDiarmid, who played the Emperor in all the movies, came out stage and just said in his Palpatine voice, "Play it again," and everybody lost their shit.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Going to talk about it a little bit more in a second, but got to see some reveals of Darth Vader Immortal? I think I get the name. Vader Immortal. That's what it is. Star Wars VR Series Episode 1. That's coming out, quote unquote, soon in 2019. So that's by ILMX Lab and Oculus. I actually got to do a hands-on trial of it too, for kind of the training mode with the Oculus Quest, which I will talk about in a little bit as well. There's a video of me because I tried to set my phone and record while I played it because they were kind of being weird about it. Cut my head off the whole time. So you get the lower portion of me playing VR. Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah, don't worry about that. Jedi Fallen Order. Learned some more about that. Reveal dates. A little bit more about the story. Got to do tons of cosplay stuff. Amazing costumes by all the costuming departments. Got to see the reveal of the Mandalorian, which going in wasn't my goal and most hype moment, but that was my most hype moment coming out. Actually, real quick. Actually, I'll finish it. Got a Mandalorian poster, which is right here. It's amazing.
Nice.
I'm stealing that when you're not looking.
So excited. Got some other cool posters. Fallen Order, poster. I got the Vader Immortal poster. Free month of Xbox Live Gold or something like that. I don't know what that shit is. Yeah, amazing Lego stuff. Amazing cosplay.
That shit is.
This is a great moment. Hype moment. Guy with a shirt cannon, and it just falls short prematurely, so that was pretty good. Fun fact, Star Wars Celebration 2017, that t-shirt cannon was officially inducted into the Star Wars weapon lore by one of their creators. So there you go. Tons of cool tabletop board games. Again, amazing cosplay. We had the Game of Thrones cosplay Sunday before the Game of Thrones episode, so that was pretty awesome seeing them there. Tons of great panels by ILMX Lab about the creation of it, as well as all the technical achievements with it. Anthony Daniels. Actually, I might unmute this one real quick. A whole crowd singing. Hopefully we don't get a strike on this. Singing the Anakin song by Weird Al Yankovic. That was entertaining. The Kylo Ren killed it. And yeah, what else? Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. That was amazing. Getting to see more about that. Their Coke Sprite sponsorship with their custom bottles. All the lightsaber merch they're going to sell. Star Wars Resistance with Donald Faison up there. He was pretty hyped. We got to see the first episode of Season 2. Very good episode. Sets up a lot of stuff, so definitely check that out when that comes out. Shit, I think that was a whirlwind, but I think that's about it. So yeah, that was Star Wars Celebration in a quick, 3-minute run through. But holy
that was
shit,
good, bro.
That
yeah,
was
good job.
That was 5 days of just awesomeness. So I think on that note, though, we'll get into actually this week in gaming. Okay, and we're back, and technically I'm going to start with a non-video game news, but The Mandalorian, because I'm wearing a shirt and all that shit. Just real quick, that comes out on Disney Plus on November 12th. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni talked about it. I could listen to them geek out about it for legitimately hours because they were so passionate about it. They brought the actors on, and the actors just continually bowed down to them as being like, this is the most passion-filled project they've worked on. So while I was interested in the show, coming out of that, I am so excited for it. It looks gritty and not CGI filled. It's all practical effects and mostly all practical effects, and just looks legit. Disney Plus, by the way, $6.99. They revealed that price a month. A lot better than I thought. Thought it would have been a lot more for all the Marvel, all 30 seasons of Simpsons on it, and a bunch of weird shit. So,
also, no more movies in the vault for Disney, so you don't have to wait 6 years for them to re-release Peter Pan. You just go fucking download it, or watch it rather. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was skeptical of the service. I'm still, obviously I would prefer it all to just be on Netflix, but I think they priced it appropriately. I am still very curious about 4K and all that stuff. what support there will be. Because if I can't watch Mandalorian in 4K, I'm gonna be a little upset. Not gonna lie. So,
that's a first world problem, by the way.
Yeah, that's probably the definition of a first world problem. Until we get to the PlayStation news about 8K. Ooh, spoilers. Next, Jedi Fallen Order. So they released the trailer for this. There was no gameplay. That releases 3 days after The Mandalorian, so November 15th.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. And if you notice the trailer, very similar theming to Cyberpunk 2077, where everybody starts on a train and looks out at the world.
That's the future, bro. That's what the future looks like.
The future
Trains are
trains.
the future.
Everybody lives in Chicago
Haven't you
or
seen
New York.
Snowpiercer?
No, I haven't. I'm terrible.
You should watch it. It's good.
Terrible. Yeah, so future trains in Star Wars takes place after Order 66 was enabled, so the Jedi is in hiding. It's a single-player, third-person, no loot boxes, which is weird they have to specify for a single-player game.
It's really dumb, but I'm glad it's not a thing.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, November.
Look, guys, we
15th.
didn't fuck up this time.
We didn't.
Like, that's
totally
literally
fuck up. So yeah, I'm excited. I honestly wish there was a little they showed gameplay or anything like that. But the main actor came out. He was talking about it and talks about how it's so much more than just like a voiceover. In his opinion, like he was surprised being in his first real voiceover video game role, where he just expected to come in, do some lines, and that's it. He said it was like a legitimate production experience. So that makes me at least optimistic that it will be a legit story. But we'll see. Still cautiously optimistic on this one.
I'm not going to read this one out loud, but thank you for the comment, Pharaoh Games.
Yeah.
We've said worse.
Yeah. To be fair, it is EA, and that is what is tempering my expectations. But then Respawn Entertainment, which put out an amazing Apex Legends game, which we'll talk about a little bit later, has given me a renewed hope for it. So there's always hope, as Leia would say. Yeah. So
I'm looking forward to it. I think that it's going to be... Oh, man. I do think that story... It's a single-player game, right? So story is very important, and I think that the story will really make or break the game. Not to say that mechanics aren't important. You do need to feel like you are functioning Jedi with good movement and force abilities.
Right.
I feel like even though they didn't, I don't know, I can't remember who made The Force Unleashed, but regardless, that should give you a staple of what being, someone with a lightsaber should feel like. So you can use that, right? And
I'm curious how linear
the story's not.
It'll be. Force Unleashed was very linear.
Linear.
But it wasn't bad. I mean, the story, it could have been longer and all that stuff, but beautiful game and fun. I had a lot of fun playing it. So they also commented that it will be a, how did they phrase it? Not difficult game, but a game you can't just rush into things. So it sounds like it'll be a little more measured gameplay. Not quite like a Sekiro level, I don't think, but not like a Force Unleashed where it's just fucking run in and slaughter everybody. So, yeah.
Good.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to buy it regardless because I'm a giant Star Wars fanboy. And
Same.
that's about all there is on that one. More Star Wars video game news, as I mentioned earlier. Star Wars VR series Episode 1, Vader Immortal. Got to play some hands on that with the Oculus Quest, which, as many of you probably know, I have a PlayStation VR and I have an HTC Vive. I've never gotten an Oculus.
You have a problem.
I do have a problem. Because the problem is I want an Oculus Quest now. Which I've never said that about an Oculus before because Facebook, fuck them, and they just got in trouble for shipping units that say some code in it says Big Brother is watching. And what idiots, first of all. But, wow, it is... So I'm going to just go to this picture real quick and come back to it. So it's a standalone VR unit. So it's just the headpiece. It's just the controllers. There's no computer. It's self-contained. There's no wires. And doing that was amazing. So the demo I got to try, essentially, let me back up real quick. Vader Immortal is an episodic series. They haven't given a price or anything on it. It will come out as soon as the Oculus Quest comes out. There's no release date on that. That is $400 and will release spring 2019. So you got till June 21st if we're going to hit spring. And it's an episodic. It's only like an hour long, it sounds like, if you just play the story. So it's a very involved story, a very character-driven story. Darth Vader's talking to you. You see the personal side of him. They want like a mix of action and compassion and story. So like you get to see... It takes place on Mustafar in Vader's castle, or cathedral, whatever you want to call it. And you get to see the other side of Vader, apparently. And he's kind of grooming you, it sounds like, to be maybe his apprentice. You're a smuggler that gets captured and stuff like that. And they kind of let slip during the developers talking about it. But episode 1 focuses on lightsaber combat. Episode 2, they kind of unofficially said that it's developing your force powers and stuff like that. So that was interesting to me. But then getting the hands-on, I didn't get to play in the story. I got a little like cinematic where Vader walks up to you, and it is super intimidating. It's dark, and he's got, the voice that resonates, in your headset, and walks up to you, and you're looking up to him. I'm 6'2", I'm looking up to him. If you're like, I don't know, I saw a 5-foot girl playing this. She was pretty much staring straight up, looking at him, addressing her, which is probably pretty intimidating. But I got to do a lightsaber trial where I just had one lightsaber, but I was striking bolts back at the little training droids, which was kind of like a little nerd kid dream come true, like being in that moment with the training droid and the lightsaber. And then it progressively got more, there'd be more droids, and then there was a droid with a sword that you'd fight, and then multiple of them with the training droid shooting at you too, so you could go for high scores and timing on that and stuff. So you can get a lot more out of the game, but it is a very short story. It's only an hour or so for the first episode. So, yeah, I'm going to really have to convince myself not to buy an Oculus Quest when this comes out. I'm not going to lie.
These Matos says, personal side, bitch, we saw episodes 1 through 3. He's not wrong, except that was like bowl cut, skinny little Annie.
Lots of Clone Wars.
Vader,
Yeah.
So let me ask you about
post choking a bitch out. What?
That's true. Let me ask you about Quest real quick.
Yeah.
Did you feel the same movement capabilities that you have with the Vive with that? Like, were you able to move in? Because, Vive is tracking your space with the 2 mounted cameras.
So this tracks it with 4 cameras on the headset. So the tracking is actually on the headset. And if you get the Oculus Rift S, I think, is the version that's coming out alongside the Quest, but is still plugged into a PC, you can play that. You can play Vader Immortal on that. I think that's more expensive, but also has a 5th camera. So it's not base stations tracking, but it's still connected to the PC for the better hardware and stuff like that. So it's not wireless. So that's honestly a toss up there too. Like, which one do you want to invest in? Because the graphics looked amazing. The screen looked amazing on the Oculus Quest. I'm not sure if I'm going to say better than the Vive. Definitely better than the PSVR. I'm not sure better than the Vive. But the fact that it was self-contained, there's no wires, it just immediately gets you into that immersion more. And yeah, it was incredible. Not gonna lie.
That part's so simple.
You can take it anywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, just exactly. The fact that because that's like half of the time where we talk about playing VR, and it's like, okay, well, my camera's up, like, is everything plugged in?
Right.
It's just like the fact I could be like, all right, yep, let's go, boom, and just get up and go.
I can take this to work and play it at lunch. How fucking weird is that?
You could. Right? That is awesome.
So, and everybody would look at me like they normally do, like, oh wow, he's an idiot. And yes, the whole game is taken from the low ground, and you're complaining about not having the high ground. Yeah, so more to come on that. I'm very curious to see when a release date drops, and it's gonna be tough. I'm really bitter that it's not going to be available on the Vive or PlayStation VR or Valve Index. asked about that, and I pretty much got a non-answer of, oh, well, it's been a really great partnership with Oculus. I was like, well, great. So, granted, it was a developer, so everybody, the best was watching all the developers / actors not try to give away spoilers and stuff they weren't supposed to share. Because everybody did it. Episode 9 panel, Stephen Colbert hosted, which was a surprise and amazing. And even he was asking questions that people like J.J. Abrams was getting awkward about and shit. So it was pretty good. There were definitely no questions held back. Lots of answers held back, but no questions held back. So.
That Mandalorian cast, they didn't know what to do.
Dude.
Say a little bit about your character, and they're like, I'm
the Mandalorian. anything else?
He was like, he just pointed
I wear a helmet.
He pointed at the poster behind. He's like, I'm this guy, and like everyone just starts cheering.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. I never heard of him. So something.
Watch him in Narcos. He's also in Game of Thrones.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Prince Oberyn.
Oh yeah, no shit. Never even put that two and two together. So okay, well we've about 25 minutes of pretty much just Star Wars stuff. Granted, I talked about video games.
Thanks, John.
Hey,
let's talk about video games.
We've been talking about some video games. Fine, we'll go into our tried and true Fallout.
Boom.
Can't miss this.
New update in the Wilds of Appalachia content. A new dungeon that apparently is super boring. Doesn't really add any flavor to it. Takes 30 minutes to solo, 30 minutes or less to solo, and much less time if you're with a group, especially if you're geared at all, like most people in this endgame content already are. So yeah, Fallout 76, pushing out updates, I'll give you that. Just not a substantial update, unfortunately. So
yeah, at that point, it's almost better not to try.
Yeah. Speaking of trying, Anthem news. What was this? Awful Anthem is the segment we're going to call it. BioWare is hiring people to redesign Anthem's loot, rewards, and items.
This is actually really cool.
So that's good, and I applaud them for it, but that also means that's probably going to be a while. You're not going to hire somebody in day one and be like, okay, fixed. Yeah.
But I think this is an indication of something bigger. There was the article that came out a couple of weeks ago, and they really painted a poor light in this entire development situation. There was a meeting with their CEO and executive leadership 2 weeks ago, I want to say that it was, and there was some mixed feelings on whether or not they were going to be taken seriously and whether or not there was actually going to be change coming from that. This right here is an indication that they recognize that there's a problem and they want to fix it. And so this isn't like, hey, we're cured, but this is a huge step forward. And I think this shows a lot of heart. And so this is now back on my list of maybe in 6 months be revisiting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Once they get it right, kind of like Destiny 2 or Division 1, I'm definitely all in. The feel of the suit, again, is just something that was awesome and made that game, but it just needed a lot more. Dead by Dawn says, you didn't hear about what happened with Anthem today. Did the new person they hired just fix everything immediately? Because let's hope so.
Did that happen? Because I'll buy it right now. I don't give a shit.
Right now. Let's see.
As we wait 25 seconds to see his response.
I thought we had a low latency now. What the fuck?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Next news, while we wait for Dead by Dawn's potentially sarcastic response. God of War anniversary theme. It's been a year already.
That's crazy.
And
it is crazy.
Mike, I'm going to let you talk about this one because I know you are passionate about this one.
Oh my gosh, this is so fucking exciting. Okay, so God of War 1 year came out, or it came out about a year ago. There's lots of excitement right now, and it's kind of coming back up. There were questions that were asked. A couple weeks ago about whether or not there was going to be DLC coming out for the game. And once again, the team had reiterated that no, they're not doing any DLC for this game. It was never really part of the game's plan. I stand by that. They released one concise package. So as part of their 1 year celebration, they released this new dynamic theme, as well as an icon pack that you can use for your player avatars. Are you doing?
What?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going back to the Anthem thing. I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm real nervous.
No, I was going to Corey Barlog's tweet about. 1 second. It was just so no one gets the wrong idea. There's no DLC coming for the game. Sorry.
Yes, and that's always been the plan, and I stand by that. Right, their idea was that they wanted to deliver one complete story. They added New Game Plus for us, but that's it. Right, so they released this dynamic theme, and most of you guys are familiar with the runes that are hidden all over the world. Spoilers, by the way, if you have not beat this game, you may want to pause it for the next 30 to 60 seconds.
If you haven't beaten this game, what are you doing with your life? Go play it right now.
That's true, but there's a lot of really cool stuff, right? So people have determined what the runes stand for. In fact, in the cabin, in the very beginning of the game, it is revealed that Atreus is actually Loki. His name is on his bed in the corner of the room, written in these runes. People have figured this stuff out. Super, super cool stuff. Well, in this dynamic theme, there are runes written on the side of this boat. And it says, Ragnarok is coming, which is super exciting.
Oh.
Why is that exciting? Because Ragnarok is a huge theme in Norse mythology. Ragnarok is actually triggered by the death of Balder, which happens at the end of God of War. It's yes, it's
like they meant it all along.
I know.
Right. So it's triggered by the death of Balder. It is then presented with like 3 years of snow. Go back and watch the death video for Balder. 2 things happen the moment that he dies. 1, it begins to snow. And 2, he utters his last word, which is snow. Super, super cool. There's also all of the sort of turmoil now between his mother and Kratos and all of that. And then if you completely beat the game and you go back to the cabin, Kratos is met by Thor, who shows up outside of his door with this huge lightning storm and promises more things to come. So very, very excited. There's lots of the realms within the world that were not accessible, such as God, help me out.
Yeah, sorry, I got nothing on that one.
The fucking place where Thor lives. Anyway, there were actual realms. There's like 2 or 3 realms that you could not access, and that was the whole kind of catalyst around, like, is there going to be more? The thought is that in this new version, the new game, Ragnarok, you'll be able to access those different places. And I don't know. I'm super excited about this. I love God of War. I've platinumed every single God of War game. The mythology and the story behind it is so, so cool. And I think this is the perfect way to sort of present this to the fans. Like, hey, there are things coming. No, we're not working on DLC, but that's because we're working on God of War 5. Super cool.
Yeah, so Corey Barlog tweeted, that's not all, after retweeting Push Square, whoever that is, about the celebrate 1-year anniversary with thank you video, free theme, and avatars. He says that's not all. Then he responds, just no one gets the wrong idea, there's no DLC coming for the game. Sorry. Probably just another game. Then he goes on. Also no info on what the Wizards of Sony Santa Monica are working on, if they're working on anything. Heart emoji. Yeah, so clearly something coming. And then he goes on to plug Days Gone, which comes out in 8 days, which pretty excited about that. No real news on that.
So
just
excited.
says coming out. Excited. Let's see. Steve Nedley comments, if you'd like some fun info on Norse mythology, Neil Gaiman has an incredible audiobook with all the famous Norse myths. That's pretty cool. And then Pharaoh updates back to Anthem news. Apparently they were supposed to have a live stream to show the new Stronghold today, and they canceled the stream last minute because they lost internet access. Wow. That was their first communication in almost a month. Wow, that's poor Anthem.
That's
poor
unfortunate.
BioWare.
Yeah, that's not really on them though. I mean, fuck Spectrum, right?
Yeah, I mean,
sucks.
you could easily like play that off, like, oh yeah, we lost internet. But I don't know. We'll see. There was confirmation by Kathleen Kennedy at Disney, so president of Lucas Arts and Films, wherever it is, that they are working on Knights of the Old Republic. They didn't say what. They didn't say if it's a video game, a movie, a show, a what. But
It's an HD remake of the original.
I would be 100% fine with that.
Dude, it can't play with my heartstrings.
I would
like
immediately
this.
buy that.
This is just too much.
So, very interesting. We'll see. I'm sure there'll probably be some more clarifications coming, maybe on at least what division's doing it, like what division of Disney is doing it. Is it going to be ILMX Lab or who?
I'm sold already, dude. Doesn't matter. It could be a coloring book. I'm all in.
Yeah.
I'm all in.
Why the hell not?
Pharaoh says, sounds like a movie covering that time period. I agree. I think that's probably the likely bet, and I'm 1,000% in. Especially
it's a great time period.
Star Wars Celebration, seeing all there's a specific Old Republic costuming group, and holy shit, like, so amazing. And if you play Galaxy of Heroes, there are Old Republic characters in that now, too. Although that's super pay to win right now, so don't bother playing.
Yeah.
Also, Steve Nedley, I know you think I didn't notice, but I totally noticed your Prime sub. Thank you so much for your resub. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. Shoot, I didn't get a notification.
Yeah, should have came through.
It didn't notify, but the little icon came up next to his name, so I know we did it.
Sorry about that, guys. I will take a look at that for next week. Why that didn't work on the new stream setup. So sorry about that, Steve. Didn't get your proper recognition, but you got that recognition now. Number one, cheer leader. Damn it. Yes, beating me by a significant amount now, too. But yes, thank you, Steve. Appreciate the continued subs.
Thanks, bro.
Okay, going on from a free God of War theme and more to PlayStation 5 news. If you've been living under a rock, there... Oh, wow. The cheer worked. Got that cheer. Thank you, Steve. One more. More of a lead.
Boom. Love it.
PlayStation 5, yes. No idea why all of a sudden this got discussed and announced, but bunch of news coming out. So just some of the bullet points here. The president and CEO of AMD tweeted, super excited to expand our partnership with Sony on their next generation PlayStation console, powered by a custom chip with AMD Ryzen Zen 2 and Radeon Navi architecture.
It's like the Navi, bro. You know, it's like Avatar.
You know, the Navi. Oh, God.
I don't know.
Don't get me started on that.
I don't really know.
So 8-core AMD chipset, Ryzen architecture, which is obviously the biggest compared to like the i7, i9 right now. GPU that will be ray tracing. So I'm not sure if they're calling it RTX for AMD or not, whatever that is. But ray tracing, a first ray tracing console that we know of at this point. Solid state drive. So I don't know why that hasn't been a thing yet, but solid state drive.
I'm amazed that it is.
3D audio. Cool. And 8K TV support. So they're getting ahead of the curve, getting ready for that, I guess, future-proofing there. And then I think most importantly, to me at least, is backwards compatibility with PlayStation 4 hardware and games, along with the PlayStation VR. So
and that means it's not buying a ton of new controllers too. You can use your old controllers.
I'm sure they're going to have, a new PlayStation 5 controller with different functionality and whatever, but knowing that, I can buy one of those for me and then use PlayStation 4 controllers for like other people is a nice touch. And everybody's talking about this not being a just upgrade console, kind of like the PlayStation 4 Pro was or the Xbox One X was. This is a true next generation.
Next gen.
And next year at least. So they confirm not 2019. I saw this article, but it was an older article saying that there was kind of a statement saying 2021, but I really think it'll be next year, 2020.
I think holiday 2020. That's about a year and a half away. I think any more than that, and they've sort of revealed their cards a little too early.
Yeah.
Really excited about that 8K. Honey, I am so sorry, but I'm going to have to buy a TV to match my new PlayStation.
The TV is going to be much more expensive than the PlayStation.
I got to have the set, though. I mean, I can't watch
naturally. You don't want games not 8K. Jeez. What was this?
Speaking of console reveals this week. This wasn't actually on the agenda, but we did talk about a couple weeks ago about the Xbox All Digital edition console that was officially released this week, officially announced this week that it's actually coming out. The price point's a little bit higher than what we had discussed. It's $250, which I think just barely outprices it to where I'd just go out and go pick one up. It is available on May 7th, and it will come with a 1 terabyte hard drive and digital versions of Forza 3, Sea of Thieves, and Minecraft, which is something that we had talked about on the stream a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so they did this funny commercial about, how all the planning that they needed to do to essentially at the very end of the trailer, remove the disk drive. That's really all they needed to do. I was very surprised about the $250 price point. I bought my Xbox One S a month ago for $215, I think. So cheaper than this price point with the 4K UHD player, which is actually the only reason I really bought the Xbox One S. So I was very surprised to see that they're keeping the price point that high for taking that disk drive out. I honestly thought they needed to drop it down to $150 or lower to really have this be an impact and get people into that Game Pass model. So I don't.
But it comes with a one.
Sorry, what?
It does come with a 1 terabyte hard drive, which I think yours is a 500 gig.
No, mine's 1 terabyte too.
It is actually 1 terabyte.
Yeah.
It also comes with 3 games, which is a pretty big deal.
Fair. Mine came with Forza. So I don't know. I was very surprised. I thought they would have done like a year subscription to Game Pass for $250, and you get a year subscription to Game Pass or something like that. I think would have been a much better sell and better for them because it hooks people into that digital storefront already.
Right.
But we'll see. Back to the PlayStation though. I'm curious now. What do you guys think the launch titles are going to be? Because for a little while, I was kind of thinking maybe Last of Us 2 is going to be a launch title. Or, what's the Kojima game? I'm blanking on it.
Oh, Death Stranding?
Death Stranding. So I thought maybe that'd be a launch title. But if we're talking a year and a half out, Horizon 2?
Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is in production. Oh my god, I was so excited to hear that. And evidently, there's some great things coming from that. So Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is a very good candidate for next gen, as well as God of War 5. I think that it's spaced far enough out, another year to a year and a half. If they're going to make another game of the year type game, take their time, get it right, next gen.
That is a really big sell. I mean, that would be a really big sell just compared to how well it did. You can have all these people automatically just want the PS5 just because of that. So that's a really good point, Mike.
If you could get God of War 5, Death Stranding maybe, I'm still not sure about Death Stranding. So Dead by Dawn says Death Stranding. God of War 5, Spider-Man, and Horizon Zero Dawn 2, same year launch titles. Granted, I don't think they'd probably be launch titles because you don't want probably all 3 coming out at the exact same time, but if PlayStation 4 can play PlayStation 5 games, I know it's PlayStation 5 can play PlayStation 4, maybe that's something there too, because obviously you want that. I'm very curious to see what they do there, because you want that kind of, you want to get sales on both platforms at that point. PlayStation 4s are everywhere. So that'll be interesting to see if PlayStation 4 games play on PS5. Let's see.
Yeah, well...
Oh, real quick.
We saw what they did with... Go ahead.
Fair says, think Last of Us 2 and Death Stranding will be released end of PS4 life cycle, then get an HD update on PS5. That's a great point.
Yep.
And Dead by Dawn says cross-generation. New family game? Probably not. PlayStation's kind of, I feel like, over that. Knack 4. No. No more Knack. No more Knack.
No. But we did see with the Pro that some games were made with the Pro in mind, and when you played them on the Pro, you got increased graphics and increased performance.
Right.
And so it could be a thing where these late games, this Last of Us 2 and Death Stranding and those types of games that are made end of life, are able to be enhanced with the PS5. With the better hardware, they can leverage a better mode that renders a little bit better or what have you.
Right. Yeah.
So that way you kind of straddle the line.
It will be interesting, for sure. Yeah, so we'll see when they start doing more announcements around that. Maybe some pictures, something like that. Last piece of PlayStation news. Dreams Creator Early Access is available right now for $29.99. It is limited quantities, so I'm sorry, I can't tell you if they're actually still... Oh my god, no knack, no buy. We're not going into that. I can't tell you if this is still available as limited quantities. This is not VR currently. The early access gets you, quote-unquote, hands-on with the powerful Dreams Creator tools ahead of the full game launch. Purchasing this allows you to have the full game when it comes out, and allows you that kind of early content access to it. I got it. I am not creative at all, but I'm going to try to lend myself to whether it's voiceovers or sounds or anything I can borderline creative do. I'm going to try to help out with that because it sounds like an amazing experience and something cool to support. So yeah, $29.99 on PlayStation Store. Moving over to, get the agenda up, Nintendo news. Super Smash Update 3.0 releases about 43 minutes ago. So 9 o'clock Eastern on April 17th. The update 3.0 released. So that means if you have the Fighter Pass or you purchase Challenger Pack 1, you get Joker from Persona series. He is available now. I'm sure Tales of Nerdy is not watching right now and playing that game. So thanks for not multitasking. Along with it, though, there is a new stage builder feature, so you can add like jumps and pads and all this types of stuff to it. Haven't really seen any video on that one yet. New video editing features, so you can edit any videos you saved for the Nintendo online service thing. And then Smash World is a service for the Nintendo online service smartphone app. So no idea what that is, and it's Nintendo online service, so probably won't work anyways.
Yeah, it was really cool. I saw Tails. I was talking to Tails and Nerdy. He showed me the map as well that's related to Persona 5. It looks really cool. It looks like something you wouldn't typically think of when you think of a Nintendo game, which is what's cool about it. So the map is all like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's very anime-like and very abstract and different, which will be interesting to play on.
Very cool. To check that out. Shoot, if we were doing a squad mode this week, we could play that. Maybe next week.
I'll catch it next week.
More Nintendo news. Nintendo Labo VR reviews are out. They are, I will say, above mediocre. They're getting like 7s and 8s. It says it's pretty awkward, kind of playing it, holding it up to your head with the controllers and stuff like that. But yeah, it's cool to check out. It's an $80 kit if you want to give it a shot. And that's for like the full kit. And it's getting, for example, on mynintendonews.com, gets a recommend rating. So probably not going to check this one out. I have enough VR problems as it is.
I was about to say, this one you can probably let slide out of all.
Yeah. But something to check out. If you're new to VR and you have a Switch, this might be a great kind of entry point too. Granted, I might recommend, like Gear VR or the Google Daydream, for example.
Yep.
Let's see. Reggie's last day, sad day, was on the... Shoot, I'm going to get it wrong. Was it the 16th? 15th. So on the 15th... Right? Yes. Yeah. So he started his own Twitter. He already has 371,000 followers. I think he was at about 200,000 followers about 4 hours after he created it, because I got a notification about it. Definitely check it out. Not super gaming related at this point. He's posting a lot of pictures from his experiences, like him with his giant me head, his office cleaning it up with a master sword, some cool fan art and stuff like that. So pretty cool. He's done a lot for Nintendo, and definitely worth a follow because I'm sure he's going to be posting some cool stuff from his tenured history at Nintendo. Hey, there we go. There it is. Just got that sub. Thanks, Steve.
All right.
Man,
thanks, Steve.
I see how it is. You were trying to get that double shout out. See how that goes?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And
he did get double.
He did.
It's funny.
That double.
It came up twice on the thing. It's funny.
And with Reggie stepping down, that does mean Doug Bowser is now the COO. And he posted this yesterday with the Bowser plushes in the back and, of course, a giant knitted one in his seat already. So what could be better for Nintendo COO? Jeez.
He was made for that job. As a little kid, he played Mario and went, you know what? I need to run that company someday.
Yep, I'm going to take this over. Bowser's getting a bad rap.
Yep. Wait till we see Bowser's Mansion, the predecessor to Luigi's Mansion.
It's just a sex dungeon for Peach. Let's see.
Wow.
I'm not sure what this next tab is. Oh, we're going to come back to that. Overwatch Storm Rising. Talking about that soon. Next one is actually Apex Legends. Is it dead?
No.
So, Shroud apparently has said that PUBG is in such a good spot that he might be quitting Apex Legends. Rings on the wall, gentlemen. Shroud stops playing the game. The game's dead.
Is that how it works?
I think so.
How much money do you think PUBG
works.
paid him to say that?
Probably a lot of money. Real quick, let me pull up. Let's just browse here.
Shut up,
real
Dead by
quick.
Dawn.
Twitch. Yeah, Dead by Dawn believes it's dead too. But if you look,
you're all Shroud fanboys. I see you guys. I see you the way you chat, the way you talk about Shroud all the time. I see it.
Fortnite though, 188,000 viewers. GTA 5 with the freaking open world role playing, close to Fortnite, 180,000. If you scroll way over, Apex Legends down to less than 30,000 viewers. Granted,
That's cool.
Shroud
Go to
carries.
PUBG. Go to PUBG. What's PUBG?
Yeah, where's PUBG at, buddy? I don't even see it up there.
That's
What's
right.
17.7.
going on with that?
Okay.
17.7.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, to 17.7, and oh wait, actually Shroud's not playing that. So if you added Shroud's viewers, it would be over Apex Legends. He's just having to play Escape from Tarkov.
You're guesstimating there, buddy, but I see.
No, I'm not. 16.7 plus 17.7.
You're assuming that his
35.5.
viewers will not drop, but his viewers will stay the same.
I mean,
Right.
it's Shroud. Where's
What
Star
the fuck
Wars
is a
at?
Tarkov?
It's something you escape from.
Got him. Escape from Tarkov, bro.
Okay, on to Overwatch news. Overwatch Storm Rising. So it's an event April 16th, so yesterday, through May 6th. It's a new event, new skins, all the stuff. It is PvE co-op, so you actually play against computer enemies, which is cool concept for Overwatch, new concept for Overwatch. Spoilers, though, from Reddit. It's just killing some folks and pushing a payload. Really underwhelming. So getting pretty, not negative reviews, just really lackluster reviews of like, people expected more. It was actually supposed to be story content and answer a bunch of questions, but then you finish it and it's just more questions and yeah.
Do you get anything?
I think you can unlock some skins and stuff like that. So, and there's new loot boxes and all that stuff. So, Overwatch kind of taking a hit lately. So the Overwatch League, it's in stage 2 right now, and that has seen a huge drop off from viewers from stage 1 to stage 2, and it's still New York Excelsior killing it. And let me just scroll down to our lovely Florida Mayhem at 18th out of 20 again. They have not won one in stage 2. They've won some maps. They've won 3 maps out of the 16 they've played. but they have not actually won a match. So, damn it, Florida. But yeah, so Overwatch not actually doing too great. I think they've maybe not run their course, but
I just think there's a lot of competitors in the market, especially when you have, Apex and all these other things start to come up, in the last few months. I'm sure that's going to take a hit. We were playing Overwatch before Apex came out, and then we went straight to Apex for a while. So
yeah, that's true. And games as a service, like Division 2 being out there, and actually we didn't put that in the news at all. So Division 2, new update next week, the 25th. So that'll be the raid. I hope I'm getting that terminology right. I'm sure Pharaoh, Dead by Dawn, T-Gabs will correct me on that one. But yeah, so you got these games as a service, Anthem. I'm probably not pulling too much right now. You've got Division 2. Then you got the, Battle Royale type games, Apex Legends, PUBG's kind of coming back. At least it's more stable. Dead by Dawn was playing it the other day, which was really weird. Oh no, Division 2, it was delayed. I missed that news.
Yeah, same.
What can you get us a date on that, Pharaoh?
I think it'll push back once I hit level 30, and then it'll release.
Yeah, it's fair.
That's what I was thinking too.
None of us are 30 yet, so we're not good. Ooh, May. Okay. So they want to make sure the state of the game in terms of balance is in a good place before they release the raid. That's, good call by them. It seems like they've been upfront with their communication so far. So good on them. And honestly, that gives me less conflict because the 25th was going to be that. 26th is Days Gone and Avengers Endgame. And 27th is my lovely girlfriend's birthday. So I probably wasn't going to play too many video games that day. Don't tell her, chat.
She's watching. I know she's watching.
I'm going to stay up late and play Days Gone. We get out of Avengers Endgame at 3 a.m. on her birthday and then play. I'm going to go play Days Gone. It's going to be great.
Hell yeah.
Okay. I think that gets us into delightful deals of the week. Where the F is my mouse at? Okay. Thank you, Super Nerd Fresh, for a last minute submission to this. So with the terrible events at Notre Dame, obviously lots of people coming out of the woodworks donating lots of money in the hundreds of millions of dollars from some of the richest of the rich around the world. Ubisoft is donating 500,000 pounds or euros, sorry, to help restore Notre Dame, and they're giving away Assassin's Creed Unity for free. You can check that out on, it was Uplay, right?
It's Uplay starting right now and free for a week. So get that, and really cool thing for them to do.
Yeah, definitely good on them. I was at Devil Dogs in Chicago having a hot dog and saw that come up on the news, and I was like not physically ill, but like sickened. And it wasn't because of the hot dogs that were amazing. It was just a travesty. I was
sorry, I got distracted by
bad as the fire.
Come on, bro. Can you wait? Can you give it another week?
A week, please.
Damn, son. Oh man,
never played Unity.
The game being as shitty as it is, they do have a wonderful depiction of the Notre Dame, and you can actually climb around and go into the tower and see the inside of the building. And so the whole thing behind Ubisoft getting behind this was all the comments that this is now one of the only interactive representations of the cathedral that we would have, assuming it burned down and was destroyed. So I don't know, they kind of got tagged in the whole thing, and I think they responded the exact right way.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm curious, like Google Earth and stuff like that, or Google VR. If they've got, or Google Earth VR, whatever the hell it's called, if they've got any experiences with that, because I was lucky enough to go when I was like 10 years old, and honestly, I'm sure I did not appreciate it nearly as much as I would have now, but I just remember staying in front of it and being like awestruck, and it raining, and rain coming out of the gargoyles' mouths because they were essentially like downspouts, and thinking that was awesome. So terrible event.
Yeah,
but good on Ubisoft for not only the donation, but trying to share something with the world about it. So even if it's apparently a terrible game.
That's not a great
game. It is a bad game.
So they tried. Maybe they'll remaster it and just give you the cathedral. Not worth that. Okay. As a reminder, Call of Duty Blackout Battle Royale mode. It's free to play through April 30th, so check that out. PlayStation, Xbox, and on Battle.net launcher. Is that what it's called? Yeah, that
something
thing.
Like that.
That thing. So you can still check that out. Again, that's through the end of the month. On Epic Game Store, The Witness is still available through tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. April 18th. So again, The Witness is pretty much a contemporary Myst. If anybody remembers that painstaking, pain in the ass game. So new take on Myst, essentially. So looks beautiful. Definitely check that out. And then another must-play game starting tomorrow and going through May 2nd is Transistor. If you haven't played that has previously been a PlayStation Plus game and is phenomenal. The music score, the story, the art style is just all fantastic. I'm trying to think who it was. Someone I know just download the Transistor music track and would just play that shit on repeat. So it's amazing. So good. And I think that's all I've got for deals of the week. So chat, if you can let us know what you're playing right now, I think we'll go through and see what we're playing. Mike, what are you playing?
So this is the first week since February that I've not played any Apex Legends, which has been a bit crazy. I did play some Sekiro, Heroes Die Twice. Thank you to Tales of Nerdia for giving me the idea that I can actually skip around and I don't have to stay where I'm at when I'm stuck. So I went back and I defeated the Chained Ogre, but I was not streaming, so I kind of paused it there, and I'll do a stream later this week continuing from the Chained Ogre forward, so you guys can all watch me die a whole bunch more. Fuck Lady Butterfly, by the way. She is ridiculous. Yeah, she's a nightmare.
I don't know if that's like good fucker or
no
Lady Butterfly. No, not good. Okay.
Nope. She's awful. And then also Division 2. So squad mode last week. My buddy Super Nerd Fresh going through, grinded out about 5 levels or so. I'm like level 9 or level 10 now. And trying to get up to speed there.
Cool. And well, as a reminder, we'll probably be playing that in like 10 or 15 minutes. Getting some levels on that. Deion, where are you playing?
Yeah, a light week for me, mainly, honestly, just Division 2, and trying to grind that, a.k.a. the road to 30. I think we leveled Mike like 7 times, and I got leveled like 0. So
yeah, dude,
I know it's
weird.
It's the way that they do the scaling, which is more fun when you're playing because like we're shooting at like Mike's not getting destroyed by these enemies because he's upscaled, but the leveling isn't on that same bar. So
yeah, I noticed the same
I had
thing.
A blast. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm curious now that we are very close in level if that will be any different or not. I'm hoping so, but we'll see.
Yeah, so we'll see. And that's it. I wanted to play some DayZ, but I didn't get to it. But I'm going to probably do some of that this weekend. So that's it.
Cool. Let's see. I've not played any Apex Legends. Really, the only games I played from last Wednesday when I left, I played Division 2 actually before the flight. Hopped on the flight. I played Ape Out and Hollow Knight on the Nintendo Switch, as well as I started playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes on my phone again. I probably won't play that for too long. That was more the Star Wars hype in me. And I quickly realized how badly pay to win that game has gotten, even worse than it was. So I probably won't check it out. But there are Knights of the Old Republic characters that I really want to unlock. So we'll see if I stick around on that.
What characters are there, by the way? Because like I got like Bastila, I got I don't know, a handful of.
They finally released Revan, right?
Yeah, Light Revan, Dark Revan, and then you can unlock Malik, but it's like super hard to unlock him. But then you've got Mission Vow,
HK-47.
Yeah,
that Wookiee. That's
yeah.
I forgot his name.
Oh shit! I can't believe I'm forgetting it. It's not Zero, is it? But yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. And then I actually, not really gaming related, just tried to read on my phone the Vader comic series, but quickly realized I should not be reading this on my phone, and will be purchasing that. So.
It's a really good series. I started a little bit of it. I've been dabbling in the Star Wars comic book stuff. I really like it a lot.
Yeah, it's one thing I never really have gotten into, but everybody at the convention was talking about it, so definitely want to check it out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see, into the chat. These Bateau is playing Diablo 3. I assume you're playing that on the Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah? Cool. How do you think it plays on the Switch? I was kind of curious about that. Having only ever played it on PC. I've never played it on console either. But
it's okay, actually. I have it as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
It was fine. Yeah. Good. That's
Good.
how I would rate it.
Fair enough. Maybe we should do a
Not
squad
amazing.
mode of that.
Good.
Diablo 3?
Yeah.
So I would love to pick up Diablo 3 for the Switch. I was talking to these Matos about this as well. Or I had it for PS4. The problem is you can't carry over your games from like my PC game, but you can do like couch co-op, which is a lot of fun. So
Yeah, that... Okay.
that's cool.
Might have to
actually,
check that out.
Super Nerd Fresh, if you have it, maybe bring it over this
Yeah,
week.
you just bring that over.
Next weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
I'll
Easter,
give it a shot.
but maybe the following one.
Yeah.
Couch co-op
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Okay. Well, cool. Let's see. Anything else, guys?
Oh, yeah. So also something we didn't mention for God of War, if you've not actually bought God of War yet or haven't played it yet, also along with all the free shit they're giving away, it's 40% off on the PlayStation Store. So it's
Nice. Good call.
like 26
awesome.
bucks or something like that. So if you don't have it yet,
Please.
or you traded it back into GameStop and now you got the itch, it's on sale.
Please pick it up. If you haven't played it, please pick it up. It's
So good.
one game of the year from pretty much everybody, and it rightfully deserved it. So definitely check it out. On that note, I think we'll take a quick break here, and we'll get back on to Division 2 for a little bit. Get some levels in.
Sounds good to me.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. As always, if you have Amazon Prime, got Twitch Prime, sub, follow, check us out on all the social media below. And as always, thank you for watching and in talking chat. We really appreciate it and your involvement. So until next time,
You guys are awesome.
stay salted.
Bye, guys.
Bye.